The crowd is filling in nicely here at the Coliseum at Caesars Windsor. It's the Clash at the Coliseum. The NBL Basketball League of Canada presents the Windsor Express hosting the London Lightning. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to WE TV's presentation of NBL basketball. My name is Dominic Papa, joined by our analyst, Royal Church. Of course, our play-by-play team is in place. We'll get to them in just a moment, but a real special event taking place here tonight. Somewhat of a historic night as well. This is game number 27 for the Windsor Express. They come into it 19-7, right on the tail of their opponent tonight, the London Lightning, who posts a record of 18-6 up to this point. Royal, it's electric in here. This game's been hyped up for about a month at least now. You being a former coach, how does Bill Jones try to get his guys to treat this like a regular game?
Well, let's just say to start with, Dominic, that Dardis Willis and his staff at the Windsor Express have done a marvelous job with this. This venue is amazing, and talk about electric. As you said, this is unbelievable. But to get back to Bill Jones and how he's going to handle this, this is probably one of the most difficult things you can do in coaching. You got a big, huge game, first place at stake, best offensive team in the league in the London Lightning, best defensive team in the league in Windsor Express, and the hype for this game is unbelievable, and it's at this incredible venue. So the players are, some of them, the younger ones I know already, are like deer in the headlights. And a lot of them are so excited about playing here in the front of the huge crowd that I know Bill Jones has been spending the entire week in practice and in that dressing room trying to get them to focus on the game itself for first place in the NBL. And it is the most difficult thing to do that you could possibly have to do, Dom.
Okay, well, before we get more into the game, what about the players, Royal? I know I came by the practice yesterday, and the guys were just in awe. They were loving this building. But it has to change a little bit. I mean, let's face it, the atmosphere is a little bit different. It's not the same backdrops behind the baskets. How tough is that to adjust?
For guys like these guys who have been playing basketball their whole lives, I don't think it's difficult to adjust. I think it's, once it gets close to game time and that tip happens, it's another basketball game. Doesn't matter where the court is, doesn't matter what the venue is, doesn't matter how many people are in the building. They're going to play basketball, they're going to play hard, and they're going to play to win, and I don't think it'll affect them. But all this hype and pomp and circumstance that's going on and this excitement, and it is exciting, Dom. Yes, it is. It's affecting them before the game, and there's a lot of talk about in the dressing room and amongst the players. But as I say, once it starts, it's basketball, pure basketball. Speaking of pure basketball, our play-by-play team is in place for the game tonight. We're going to check in with them quickly, get their thoughts on the game. Let's throw it over to Tom Lucer and Kim Elliott.
Aboriginal youth.
It's great to be back doing this once again with you, Kim.
Likewise, Tom.
And they keep talking about the electric atmosphere in here. It's pretty crazy. This is a new location to be doing the broadcast from for me, and we're staring at this crowd and all these celebrities. It's pretty exciting.
It's tremendous. It's not only a Windsor first, a Windsor-Detroit first, it's a continental first. First time ever having a professional basketball game, regular season, in a casino resort such as this.
And these teams both have a lot on the line. It's not like these are just two random teams with two random, records. These guys are playing for something tonight.
Absolutely. The basketball gods arranged this one for first place.
It's going to be exciting. We're going to go back to Dom courtside.
We're on live in a minute here.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah.
And thanks a lot, guys. We look forward to your call tonight. Joining me is the president and the CEO of the Windsor Express basketball team, the guy that really put all this together. Kind of a dream coming to a reality here. Dardis Willis, of course, joins us. How gratifying to see what's happening here tonight.
Well, Dom, it's really exciting. If you take a look up in the stands, it's really exciting to see this many Windsorites come out for basketball. We knew it was more than possible to do. To really be downtown in the center core area is really important. So I really appreciate what everybody else has done, the opportunity to play down here, but it's exciting.
How tough, Dardis? I mean, you look at what's happening here, you look at the venue, the way it's set up, a lot of work. How tough has this been to put together?
Well, you know what? One of the things that I learned is that you have to be able to do everything. and it's what it seems like. I've been doing a little bit of everything, whether it's cleaning, mopping, passing tickets. It seems like I'm responsible for a whole lot, and I'm okay with it, but it's fun.
Well, you've done a great job. Your team, the Windsor Express, I'm sure you've been talking to Coach Jones, talking to the guys. How excited are they about all of this?
Well, you know what? We had a great meeting early in the shoot-around today, and we had a heart-to-heart. And that heart-to-heart really spoke about what the importance of this venue was, what the importance of this team was, and what this game means to us all. And so they understood that. I've given them everything they needed, from a great venue to fans to a great opportunity. So all they have to do is close the deal now.
Now, we have to remember, I mean, while we've got all this history taking place here tonight, there's still a very important basketball game that's going to be played here. A battle for first place here tonight.
Well, you know what? First and second place, they're always first in my heart. So hopefully tonight we'll just show and prove that we are number one.
All right, Dardis, I'll let you get back. I know you're busy. Congratulations on this job. Well done, and we'll look forward to talking to you throughout the week.
Well, I appreciate it, and we will do a good job and make sure we close this out.
All right, good stuff. Dardis Willis, the CEO of the Windsor Express, he's the one that's responsible for all this, folks. What a great job by him. We're going to take a quick timeout. When we come back, we'll get set up for first quarter action. It's the Express and the Lightning. Here on WE TV, it's the clash at the Coliseum.
Aboriginal youth have a desire to create, learn, grow.
No computer, no future.
One laptop, one child at a time, one simple gesture.
Give a kid a chance.
Let's help give them the tools to succeed.
Let's buy a child a laptop.
Do yourself a favor. Go online, check it out.
I got a laptop!
Find out how you can help. Visit the website today.
I got a laptop!
Now, watch this. There, look. There's that expression on her face. There it is again. What's up with that? Just what the heck is going on with her? There it is again. Ear to ear, that one.
Meridian, your money, your way. Imagine that.
What is it?
Is it a bank?
Kind of looks like a bank.
She just handed him some money. It's a bank.
But people are smiling.
Not a bank.
Not a bank.
Meridian, it's neighborhood banking reinvented. Come see for yourself. You know, through the door, inside. Meridian, your money, your way. Imagine that.
It's not too late to start your post-secondary education at St. Clair College. We have everything you need to help you register for this September. Not sure what career path works for you? The knowledgeable staff in our admissions office can help you make that choice. Just bring in your transcripts and we'll get you started. We're here Monday through Thursday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Fridays from 10 a.m. till 4. For a list of open programs, go to our website. At St. Clair College, our focus is you.
Well, we are going to give you the starting lineups for the clash at the Coliseum. The London Lightning were just announced, so I'll give you their names. Number 1, Maurice Bolden. Number 5, guard Tony Bennett. Number 15, another guard, Garrett Williamson, scoring a lot of points this season. Number 23, forward Tim Ellis. And number 45, long ball shooter, big man, Marvin Phillips. Now, for the hometown team, they're about to be brought out on the court after the dance routine here. Number 2, the big man, the very, very big center, the star. I love seeing him big down low, DeAndre Thomas. Number 5, the National Basketball League's leading scorer, Stephon Bonneau. Little guard, jumps through the gym. Number 12, point guard, leader in assists in the league, Darren Duncan. Number 15, Kennell Brown, scorer, slasher. We love him at forward. And number 24, another forward, Chris Commons. Had quite a first game against this team to open up the season. What do you think of the starting lineups, Kimba?
Thank you very much. I tell you, this is going to truly be a clash. There's definitely some tremendous matchups there at the guard spot, the 1, the 2. at the swing spot, the 3, and the forward, the 4 and the 5s. I'll talk about the London Lightning first. I see they got Tony Bennett starting. Tony's scored 20 points, 26 in the last outing against Island of Storm. He's a scorer, hasn't played a lot of games, 6'1", can get the job done. He averages about 33 minutes. Shoots about 39% from the field and 30% from three-point range, so you really got to stick him. You can't cheat off too much. They got Williamson. He's one of the top scorers in the league. He averages 21 points a game. Again, someone you can't really help much with. You got to play a lot of one-on-one defense against Williamson. So he and Darren Duncan and Stephane Bonneau are really going to be twisted and scrambled, to say the very least.
Marvin Phillips impressed us that first game of the season. He's dangerous because he's so big and so broad-shouldered, and he'll push you around down low, but he'll take you out. He'll take your big guy out and drain on you.
Well, you would think so, but this is his second year in the league, and the first time around, his matchup, DeAndre Thomas was a little bit of a greenhorn, but that's not the case anymore. DeAndre is becoming quickly a seasoned veteran. He's in the top 10 in some important stats, so I think it's going to be more of an even matchup, and Andre knows if he doesn't get out there and defend on the post, the one advantage that Phillips has against him, might see Kevin Lizelle come in.
But what do you think about that, the starting lineups, how they face up against one another? They've got, this will be their 6th game against one another. They've felt each other out now.
You couldn't have a more evenly matched contest. Franchise for franchise in terms of management, coaches for coaches, starting lineups for starting lineups. So it's going to be a winner takes it all kind of game. It's for first place. Right now, London has the slight edge with 3-2 game advantage, and statistically they're about evenly matched. So Windsor has an opportunity to be even head-to-head with them, 3-3, and tie for first place. Truly.
Well, that's the big deal, is that if Windsor wins tonight, they take first place on percentage, because London hasn't played as many games as Windsor. But these guys have they have quite the history going back to last season. And I'm excited to see what the bench does, because I remember a gentleman by the name of Weesay who came out and he attacked the basket. He was as hungry as could be, and I'm curious to see how the benches support, because there's some new players on both sides since the beginning of the season.
Well, absolutely, and it could be the bench that makes the difference, because as I said, you couldn't have a closer matchup, and the ramifications are huge, and it may come down to point spread and what have you in terms of the all-important rankings going into the playoffs. First is going to get the last place team and so on.
Well, it's even interesting watching the starting lineups that will be announced. This is just, they're giving you the reserves. Paul Williams being called out right now. He's a new player from the beginning of the season, from their first matchup. I'm sure he has played against London because of how many games they've played. But just the guys that they are calling out, just the guys that they are putting out on the floor right now that are the reserves, these guys were amazing last game.
Sure.
Like, I'm excited to see these guys who aren't even the starters get on the floor tonight.
Absolutely, and that's how deep not only the Windsor Express is, but that's how deep the London Lightning are too. Many of their reserves could start for other franchises.
And I guess even as an overview, something for viewers who appreciate the game, we have a Windsor boy, a Herman alumnus on the team, and even seeing him out here, I'm excited to see him take the floor if that happens. R.J. Wells.
Thank you, Tom. It's important that we do have a bell at the ball. Not only 3 Canadians, but a truly Windsor product, born, raised, bred, trained, and performed here. R.J. Wells, his whole cast and crew is here to support him, but he has done the work. He's been down in the trenches. He's had the disadvantage of not being in competition, as many of these other players have, but he's earned his way into respectability with regard to the Windsor Express franchise, and I think tonight they're going to give him an opportunity to see if he can, tease the hometown fans a bit. And it's important from a promotional standpoint. to let Windsor know that you're going to have an opportunity to showcase your local talents, to try to get them out to the East End facility, the Windsor Family Credit Union.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And being in that space, it is largely electric. I don't remember feeling the bass in my body the way I do now because we're basically sitting on the bass bins down here. But playing at the WFCU Center is incredible. It is pro. That's what it is. And people need to understand how fantastic this is to see. I mean, if they watch a quarter of this game, they're going to know immediately. If they're fans of the Windsor Express, they've known all along just what caliber we're dealing with here.
It is pro in every sense of the word. It's unprecedented. And we have some NBA legends here, you know, and Derek Coleman. We'll talk about some of the others too. Ricky Mahorn, some of the bad boys from the Pistons. They never played in a facility like this where the crowd is sitting right on top of you. This is tremendous.
Yeah, it's a great idea. It's the kind of thing that as a fan, I could see this happening far more than one time per season, but it's just one of those things that you got to pick your times, and it's, like you said, it's a great promo piece to get some people out to a game that would otherwise not make a trek to a space that's maybe too far from home. This is the hook, this is the lure, and without a doubt, the people in this audience are likely to bite if they're basketball fans at all.
Well said. Charity begins at home. And I just want to say of the officials, we have Chris Delaney, the lead official on today. Jeff Assels, a veteran in his own right, and Rob Caparici with the call. Let us stand. And if you don't mind, folks at home, we try to keep things rolling for you, but we're going to pause for the national anthem, being sung by a celebrity in his own right, Dante Scott, top 6 finalist.
Scott, thank you so much for coming out tonight. If you or any community group wants to get on board and be involved, you too can sing the national anthem. Find out our website at windsorexpress.ca.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. I'm Jim Franklin from CTV Windsor. Thrilled to be with you tonight on this historic occasion at Caesars Windsor. Please welcome tonight Mr. Paul Riley, Commissioner of the NBL, Charles Janice of Motor City Community Credit Union, and Dardis Willis, CEO of the Windsor Express. Ladies and gentlemen, for our friends at Bagger Bus, please welcome to deliver tonight's game ball, Thomas Hearns. Thomas the Hitman Hearns, Ring Magazine's Fighter of the Year in 1980 and 84. He became the first fighter in history to win 5 world titles in 5 different divisions. Mr. Hearns retired with a pro boxing record of 61 wins, 5-1, 48 of them knockouts. Thomas Hearns. Ladies and gentlemen, here to do the ceremonial toss for our first ever game at Caesars Windsor is Motor City Community Credit Union CEO, Mr. Charles Janice. Charles is governor at St. Clair College. He and Motor City were instrumental in this Caesars Windsor event. Thank you to Motor City Community Credit Union for your ongoing support of the Windsor Express. Charles Janice, let's give him a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, just before we do our toss, Windsor, I just want to say thank you. We really appreciate, on behalf of the National Basketball League of Canada and the Windsor Express, you really showing true love and coming out and supporting the home team. So give the home team a round of applause. Let's do it.
Hey fans, just a reminder that volunteers in the crowd tonight selling 50-50 tickets. It's up to $600 and counting. $600. Make sure you get those 50-50 tickets. Sponsored by Riverside Baseball.
You know what? As much as somebody local who is this close to Detroit could be excited about that legend at half court that just was there, imagine the guys from London. They must be starstruck. Is that something to work in our favor?
Absolutely. It's a night of stars, and let's hope they are, because we may need it. Although I do believe that the Express will take the edge. Just want to finish introducing and giving thanks to Dante Scott from Dante Scott Music for bringing the national anthem. Top 6 finalists for the YTV program, Next Star.
Amazing.
And I haven't mentioned our title sponsor. This broadcast is being brought to you by Integrity Tool and Mold Incorporated, and we'll talk to you more about them and our other sponsors shortly. Take it away, Tom.
Jump ball won by our own DeAndre Thomas. Now, Darren Duncan is leading the league in assists, and the last time these two clashed that I saw, and I was calling the game, that happened a lot. Mr. Commons backed his way in and had his way down low almost that entire first meeting that they played, and maybe that's just something they want to try and execute over and over.
Well, I like the choice of going inside. I say, can't say too often, it's the higher percentage shot, and it gets people in foul trouble. So good decision on behalf of not only Chris Commons, but the coaching staff, as I'm sure they're directing the play.
Missed shot by Bennett. Ball is out of bounds, London. Ellis inbounds to Bennett, and they're looking to go back to Ellis, but Phillips, pull-up jumper from the foul line. Great rebound by Brown. And they move it ahead. And their transition offense, is it important for them to win today, if Windsor has the transition offense going?
It really is. I think they can play half-court basketball with London just as well, but there's nothing like transition points to catch the opponent off guard.
We love that about Cornell Brown. Busy hands. He picks off what was basically a good bounce pass, and they head the other way. Duncan pulls up for three and misses. Williamson rebound. Bennett pulls it back. A lot of red shirts were back. Ellis in the corner. They got a mismatch with Williamson. Stephen Bonneau, the 5'10" guard. Missed shot by Ellis and a rebound by Cornell Brown. He's getting really high for those boards.
Oh, yes, and he's in the top 10 in rebounds.
Yeah,
So.
their legs must be extra fresh having this crowd here being in this space.
Without a doubt. They're definitely getting a boost from the hometown crowd. And he's in the top 10 defensive rebounds. I hope he does it on the offensive side today as well.
That one was a little long. We know Cornell likes to take his shots. The team likes when he takes the shots. And we got a travel by Williamson. Looked like he got bumped. He wanted the call, but it was just good footwork to get in front of him and make him pick up the ball step early.
And it really was. And a lot of amateur players will get there, but then they'll make the fatal mistake of reaching in.
Right.
And DeAndre did a great job keeping his hands up and out of the way.
Getting there fast. Duncan trying to get it into Commons once again, and they're trying to switch to get Bolden, to get the bigger Bolden guarding Commons. You see that footwork that Commons uses down there was killer that first game, and he's doing it again. He's not trying to power anybody. He's using some pretty quick moves and finesse.
Yeah, he's got all the skills.
Good box out by Duncan.
You know, you got pros in the stands, professional veterans, legends, and they're pro scouts for the NBA. And these guys are always looking to go to the next level.
I like seeing point guards box out like that to give an opportunity to their team the way he just did. Duncan with a nice board, but they couldn't make the shot. Right now we've got a 4-0 lead for Windsor. Some good looks for London. This is actually reminding me a lot of that first game that they played where London had a lot of good looks and just didn't make the shots.
Well, that's the advantage of home court. I mean, the Express have been here now 3 days. This is London's first look, and so they're still getting their bearings.
Commons had a very good look, a beautiful pass from Duncan. Almost a handoff to a wide open Commons.
But as Royal Church said in the pregame conversation, by the end of the quarter, it won't be a whole court advantage to any of the players on the team. They'll adjust.
Bolden with a nice step back and another rebound for Cannell Brown. That's his 4th. So he's been out on the floor a handful of minutes and he's got 4 boards.
That tells me somebody's doing some good boxing out because some of those boards are uncontested for the most part. I think he's showing some of his vertical as well.
And Duncan getting his first shot and a beautiful one. Elbow extended, a great shot.
Well executed play. Very professional, as it were.
Now, what I love about this team is them running the 2 guards, 2 smaller players who are amazing offensive weapons, and on defense, it doesn't really seem to hurt them. Marvin Phillips knocks down his first, so
and I take it you're referring to the 2 Express guards in Bonneau and Darren Duncan. Yeah, it was a decision the coaches had to come to. Do we rest one and play the other, or do we just go for it? And I think they made the right choice. Just go for it. Go for the juggler.
Duncan misses the 3. Williamson catches it in stride, goes to the basket strong. Looks like they're going to call one on Connell Brown because it looked like a block came from further down court. That was clean.
It did, and in fairness, he raised his arms just a little too late. He had his hands in the cookie jar from what I could see here. Trying to keep his balance for the most part, but it's a good call.
Williamson makes the first. 6-3 game. And it's been about 50-50. Windsor has taken their time. Half the time they've come down, run something, and the other, it's been 1 pass, 1 dribble, the jump shot. We'll see what they do here.
Yeah, they're pretty excited, both teams. They're not using a lot of shot clock so far.
Bonneau absolutely unafraid of going to the basket, drives and kicks to a wide open Duncan.
Darren Duncan. Really glad to see him look for more and more of his offense as his legs are feeling better now.
Bennett went to attack the smaller Bonneau after the make, and a beautiful block by DeAndre Thomas. And, ooh, a little layup.
Surprise there. He didn't turn it over.
I thought he was going to throw it
He thought
down.
Phillips might go for the block, so good for him to get the for sure, too. It's very unselfish play.
But defense leading to offense. Oh, another steal. Stephane Bonneau picks off a bad pass. Beautiful crossover at the foul line. And he gets Bennett to foul him. He's going to go to the line.
Bennett, clearly a frustration foul there.
But with the Windsor's hands seem to be absolutely everywhere, getting all ball. It's clean. It actually reminds me of most of the highlights. And that first game we saw was that their hands are on the ball. It's very infrequently that they're grabbing guys or hitting guys on the arms. Is that just discipline? Or is it just a natural skill? Like they know how to defend?
No, it's totally 100% discipline. In fact, the entire way that they've presented themselves thus far in this contest has been all about discipline and all about execution. I don't see anything that seems to be unscripted. Everyone knows where they should be. They're expecting the ball, and therefore they got their feet underneath of them, and they're taking the shot and knocking it down. Right now, all this credit is not only due to the players for buying in, but Coach Jones for getting this team ready and getting their heads into this game.
And of course, there's going to be some. We'll come back to that thought. We're going to go to Dom right now.
Crowd, Derek Coleman, former NBA star, I know you're a Detroit guy, but tonight you're giving Windsor some love. Talk to me about being here tonight. What do you think of this?
I think it's great. I think the turnout here was great. You know, to bring a game down here in the city of Windsor, you know, everybody wants that urban environment. And as you can see by the people that are here today, it's been a great turnout. It's very successful.
How important is a league like this, Derek, for the development of players to get to the NBA level and just for the development of basketball?
I think it's great, you know, to have other leagues besides the D League and the NBA that where you get guys the opportunity to play the game of basketball. As you know, it's changed so much, but this is just to enhance it and get these guys the opportunity to really go to the next level.
Any chance we can get you out of retirement, maybe come and play a few games at Windsor?
Maybe come and coach. I don't know about playing anymore.
All right, well, it's great having you here. Thanks for doing this with us.
Thank you.
Derek Coleman, former NBA star.
D.C. Derek Coleman. Don't confuse the spelling. D-E-R-R-I-C-K. I remember having his rookie card, having every subsequent card when he was with New Jersey, and when he came to Detroit, wore number 44. Big man. I loved him. The lefty.
Absolutely, and you got to love him because here he is now paying forward. You know, he had an illustrious career in college, played for Syracuse before he went on to the pro ranks. All respect due to Derek Coleman and the other legends.
Dominic Papa, his poise, interviewing stars. I would be sweating and drooling. I wouldn't be able to talk to him.
And standing on a chair even?
Standing on a chair just to get to his neck.
Do what you got to do.
But he did a great job.
It sure does tell you how big these men are in this arena here today.
Now, Ellis had a rebound to give his team a second chance. And the beauty of what they're trying to do is being snuffed out by a lot of aggressive play by the guards. Ellis is down there. Some of the other bigger guys are trying to get that size factor against Bonneau, against Duncan, and it isn't happening. They just force a turnover.
No, you're exactly right. And they know that they can't let the Express get too far ahead. The Express have one agenda. The London Lightning have another. And they do not want the Express to get tied with them for first place right now. They want to have a three-peat of the championship. And they know if they let this game get away, they may be saying goodbye to a championship down the road.
So you think it means it's a huge impact game, so they can't let them jump ahead. Now, if anybody got the close-up that I just got on that play with Connell Brown going to the hoop, it looked like they're allowing some pretty physical play. Bolden got all ball on the jump ball for sure, but maybe a little contact on the way in. But Connell Brown showing no frustration whatsoever. But on the other end, Bolden making good of that call and hitting a shot.
And it was an important shot, I tell you. They do not want to give the Express rather too much more leeway. It's 12-6 now.
12-6, and Stephane Bonneau is hit on the arm. He says a few words to Mr. Tony Bennett about getting hit on the arm. He felt he was hit on the arm earlier in this game already. He's glad that the refs called that one.
I think I said enough, but you couldn't say too much about just focusing on what you're supposed to do and let the refs do what they're supposed to do. Right or wrong, concentrate on the game. Let the coaches deal with the refereeing.
Well, I don't envy Tony Bennett's job tonight guarding Stephane Bonneau. He's lightning in a bottle. The guy is north, south, east, west so fast, and if you think he's going to drive and you get on your heels, he's going to pull up on you, and he did just that, forced the foul. Williamson is trying to get the ball into Bennett again on Bonneau. They're going to post him up. A nice aggressive move to the basket for a layup.
And good for Bennett. He has his advantages, and his is strength. It's strength versus speed at this point.
But how does Windsor help on that? Who's got to be responsible to come over and keep an eye on that when Bonneau's doing everything he can to not get a foul?
Well, certainly the strong side forwards have to be there, and we learned a long time ago you have to play sideways. It's a very unusual thing to do to guard a man. And it's kind of natural to turn your back to the ball, but going back from our rudimentary training, you have to see both at all times. You got to almost point at the man, point at the ball, and be in a position to help out.
A tough pass to Connell Brown gets knocked out of bounds. Actually, London saved it inbounds off of Connell, and they go right back to Bennett against Bonneau down low, and it's a missed shot. Commons rebound. Duncan pushing the ball. We've got Kevin Loisel is in. New man on the floor. It looked like he had an opportunity to get a shot, but instead they go down to Commons, and Marvin Phillips blocks the shot. Oh my goodness! Boom! Darren Duncan chasing down the play.
And that activates the crowd, and that's so important because Williamson is trying to steal this crowd right now, which I think is a great strategy for him.
Absolutely, but he was attacking that rim like there was no one there, and Duncan chasing the play, and he gets a huge swat. And that's just too bad.
All-important swat.
That's just too bad. Bennett with an easy pass into Ellis with a bit of pressure for a layup after a huge transition block by a point guard.
It's too bad, but I'd take that over a monster dunk any day.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, that still has energy in the Windsor building for the Windsor team.
Absolutely.
And they're going to go back to Commons down low, but it looks like Bolden's there waiting to
help.
What
a pass.
And a beautiful pass to
What
Kevin
a cut.
Loisel.
What a pass.
They anticipated the anticipation.
You said that right. And that comes from playing with each other, and I'm really glad to see Kevin Loisel in the game early. Again, excellent coaching on behalf of Windsor.
They're working the right side to try to get the ball into Bennett again. Stefan Bonneau's quick, tries to get the steal. Doesn't happen to a wide open Bolden. That's not his shot, and he didn't make it. Long rebound, pass to Ellis in the corner for 2.
It may be not his shot, but at this level, if you're open, you get a good look. A three-pointer's like a layup. You got to attack the basket, or you're going to have your defensive player sagging off. So it's a good shot nonetheless.
16-12. That's a beautiful
stutter step
beautiful
there.
stutter, yeah.
Just
Beautiful
froze
stutter
him.
step, but looked like he got poked away at the last minute there.
And if you just look at the swagger on Darren Duncan too, he's got a statement to make. Like, he loves Stefan Bonneau, you know what? But he wants to be the #1 point guard, not in name only, not in role only. He's going to compete. There's going to be a friendly competition between him and Stefan Bonneau to see who's going to star at the guard spot.
And for a guy who leads the league in assists, for him to take the cues from Bonneau in terms of when to go to the basket like he did just there. I remember that first game, he wasn't really attacking the basket even when he came in late in the game. So it's nice to see him doing it early because it frees up other guys for shots.
Yeah, and this is a different team. The dynamics on this team have totally changed and transformed. So he's not only #1 in assists, he's #3 in steals and some other key areas, statistics.
You like seeing Cannell Brown guarding Williamson. He's an amazing defender, but he makes an even better pass to Marvin Williams. That shot, and up and under, what are you going to do against that? It's a beautiful, beautiful basket.
You know, I was thinking about him last night, and he's truly a D1 player. He may be making a sacrifice to help this franchise out, but he can do it all for a big man.
Loisel, open 2. It's not going to go. Ellis with the rebound. A lot of Express players back, but Williamson loves attacking, even when there's players in his way. He kicks it out to Bennett.
Bennett says, I can go inside out. He's going to be a tough customer to deal with today.
He ties the game with that 3. They're really keeping an eye on Bonneau with 2 guys often. A beautiful pass from Duncan to Cannell Brown. That is practice.
Practically had lunch over there before the ball came. He knew exactly where he was. I wonder if he put his waist away. Tremendous.
That only counted as a 2-pointer, so it's 19-17. And Bennett is feeling a lot more confident taking that shot. Windsor getting very lucky. Marvin Phillips jumped right over the back of DeAndre Thomas for that rebound, but it got knocked away. And Darren Duncan going coast to coast.
That's probably going to be easily the most underrated play of the game. For him to go around that player like a pylon, stop and pop off the glass.
And we'll tell people how hard that is to do as a guard going full speed in transition, to just stop and go around somebody.
It's physically hard. You have to have a certain amount of agility to do that, but intellectually superior.
Loisel with a great hard-working rebound. What I'm noticing is that there are a lot more black jerseys under the basket for offensive rebounds for their team. London is doing an excellent job rebounding when they miss, and it's almost like I'm not even seeing that wall of red that we were seeing early in the game, pushing people around to get that board.
That true story. Earlier, you had Q Brown doing the rebounding, and I haven't seen a lot of DeAndre Thomas under there, and maybe the London Lightning are taking advantage of that, but he's on the court now, and we'll see if he decides to express himself in the paint.
He said Dominique Buckley, who is new-ish to the team, has checked in with Papa Opong, and it looks like we had Loisel miss a jump shot, but we got some new guys in, guys I'm excited to see play. They're going down to Phillips against Thomas. Thomas is just so immovable. He's so strong. Totally changed the shot by Marvin Phillips. And now he's down there all alone. Phillips was on the ground from being bodied. And a tip to the cap to Thomas to make that play, come back down, be one of the first guys down the floor to get the ball, post up, and make a basket.
Yeah, without a doubt. He plays 98 feet of this court. He definitely looks ahead
Beautiful.
in traffic. Makes a lot of heads-up plays like that.
And that ball is going to go to Windsor, an errant pass by McDowell. Now, again, amazing perimeter defense by Thomas, moving his feet. The big man, people even in preseason not knowing what to expect from him.
Yes.
He can move.
He's a very misunderstood player. I think he's now defining himself a little more. But just look at his number. For big men, they usually would have big numbers on their jersey. He's got a 2 on his jersey. According to DeAndre, he's a 2 guard. That's his mentality. And believe it or not, Shaq was like that too. They forced Shaq to get up court and kind of be ahead of the Express, but he actually liked to trail the play and go coast to coast and take you off the dribble. And
3
DeAndre's
seconds.
doing that with some success.
3 seconds left. Oh my goodness. We almost had a basket by Dominique Buckley, who comes off the bench. I didn't think he thought his first shot was going to be like 58 feet.
That's his forte. He can hurt you from long range. He's a specialist. He's a equivalent of a designated hitter. When the other guards are having trouble penetrating and dishing, you're going to see more of Buckley. And so it's good that they gave him a taste now.
We're going to take a break now. We'll talk a bit about more of that first quarter when we come back, but now for a commercial break. Welcome back to the clash at the Coliseum. Your own Windsor Express are leading the London Lightning 23-17. And action starts again right where it left off, apparently. Incredible defense by a guy who was much missed in the first quarter, and in the first entire game that these two guys played against one another this season, Mims with a block on Dominique Buckley, who tried to make a shot out of really no look.
Yeah, and it's amazing that they didn't actually start him today, but that's a significant difference between the last time they matched up. So we're going to keep an eye on what he does as he warms up.
Well, the information I'm getting from the fabulous Brett is that Mims isn't a starter for this team on the regular. So I don't know what has changed from last year. You said he was a significant player on that team, but something clearly has changed.
Well, I said it because it was true. He and the sheriff kind of ran this club. I looked at his stats last night, and they were down quite a bit. So maybe that's the kind of, I think this is more like playing possum, because him and Sir Max clearly are starters for me. So I think they're doing kind of a reverse psychology here, and we'll see if it works for them.
Williamson and Commons trading three-pointers right off the bat. Maybe not a great shot by Thomas. Off balance, Mims with the fresh legs right in his face. It looked like Buckley had a really easy look if he would have carried on with the move that he made initially there. But instead, the man that he's guarding comes down, hits a big shot.
Thinking about that last play, he wasn't in position defensively. So you got to let those things go.
26-23 Express, and Papa Opong getting a mid-range jumper. It's not going to go. Mims is everywhere at the moment. He gets the rebound. And Williamson is obviously a streaking player. He is ready to pull the trigger at all times, but he is always on the move. Rebound by Commons. Buckley looks all the way across court to Opong, who misses, and it's a long board to Buckley. And they're going to go down low to Thomas, who is going to draw the block on Mims.
Drew the block all right.
Well, now, how often does that call go to the big man when it's the smaller Mims in terms of weight is guarding him? How often does that call go to the big man?
Probably not often enough, particularly when you're that size. But it has a lot to do, too, with where it takes place. And clearly, Mims was way underneath the basket. And if it was out a little further from the basket, the call might have went the other way.
Greg Cermax and Darren Mency join the London Lightning coming off the bench. Got some, like we said, a very, very talented bench for both teams. Missed shot by Commons, and a rebound by Cermax.
No problem. Just on Mims alone, he's averaging 14 points a game off the bench, so I know he's effective.
He's got that six-man mentality. You sit me on the bench, I'm coming out on fire. The microwave mind.
It's definitely something new for him.
That's a very physical play down low. No call on Thomas trying to roll to the basket. And Loisel took an extra step, but put that elbow through, peel his defender like an orange so he can get a good look at the basket.
Just about got away with it, but
Just
Mims
about.
pinched there, you know, and caused them to take that extra step.
Cannell Brown coming out now. Looks like they could use the defensive help here for the Express. Score is still 26-23. Mims against Loisel, down low. It's no good, and two Windsor teams batted about until it comes out to the shooting.
See, and that's
McDowell
my concern. You got a fresh Mims and a fresh Cermax against a tired starting five of Windsor, so I think Coach Jones is going to have to look to his bench.
Well, right now we've got three players from Windsor's bench playing, including the shooter, the gentleman you told me about that they had brought on most recently, obviously wanting to make an impact. Dominic Buckley hitting a long three, nobody expecting it.
Absolutely.
And Ellis pulls up.
Got some good points. I think he was even tied for high scorer about 3-4 games ago with Chris Commons, about 18, 19 points. Good decision there.
That was an aggressive drive. It looked like he was in some very tall trees. He kicked it out to Cannell Brown. They go to Commons down low against Mims. He's being double teamed. And very, very good hands by the London Lightning. It looks like it's Tim Ellis again. He gets his hands on a lot of, he strips a lot of basketballs going to the basket.
He's an impact player. I was looking through the stats last night, and he's hardly top 10 in anything, but you'll see as the game goes on, he dictates a lot of play, defensively and offensively.
Mency with a long three, and glass it goes. Do you have to call that?
At the casino, maybe not, but and I don't even believe in luck, but you gotta wonder.
You know what? I'm afraid that I'm afraid that I'm not Kevin Loisel, because I'd be brushing my shoulders off after doing that. A beautiful alley-oop pass, a little layup, a little touch by Kevin Loisel.
It really was. That last shot, as Brett Hedges says, it toilet bowled, and before that it bathtub. Couldn't believe that thing went in.
Mency with a very strong drive. When he does that grapefruit loop-de-loop under the basket, the Jordan-esque, that's a really tough basket to make, especially to keep away from defenders' hands when it comes back up, but he makes the basket. And it looks like the ex-Express player, Greg Cermax, is going to get called for the reach-in for the...
Yeah, and I'm glad you mentioned him because, you know, we got to show him some love. He wasn't born here. I might have been born here, didn't grow up here. Played for the Lancers, led them to an All-Ontario championship. So he's a true pro player with a bona fide university career. Did wonders for us to help us get to the playoffs last year. And just the nature of business, he got acquired by London. He's working against us tonight.
Kevin Loiseau gets called for an offensive foul, a push, illegal screen, basically. Try and free up his fellow teammate. And it goes the other way. Those are turnovers you cannot afford. I think you would agree. When you have the ball and someone away from the ball causes a foul, it's too bad.
It always hurts.
McDowell, the guard, makes a very good move to the basket, leaves it short. That is a killer. I've had that happen on the, the pickup games. You go, man, there's nothing left in my legs. He had an easy basket there if he would have finished.
Well, it's midway through the season.
So Cermax seems to be all hands down low right now. Are you surprised that they're going to Commons against such a big, broad-shouldered, strong guy?
Not at all. Chris doesn't rely on his size as much as on his basketball IQ to get loose. He's got
his
great
quickness.
Footwork. He knows how to create separation. So it doesn't surprise me one bit. He can handle guys much taller than him.
A beautiful play, a foul, and a basket. Those back screens where they come up to the top of the key, set a screen for a roll. I mean, for the big guy to go down and catch that, he gets pounded and he still makes the basket.
Very, very hard to defend.
And I'll use the Brett Hedges and say it toilet bowled because it looked like it was going to sit on the rim a bit. Spun just enough. Hope he makes this.
It's only a 3-point lead here, so
the flusher was broken on that shot.
It's good to see that the Windsor Express so far have exerted some poise, and they will not concede the lead at this point.
33-30 Windsor. Mims, what a great hesitation take. Again, a basket that I thought was a for sure basket. It's tapped around, and Darren Duncan with the rebound. Man, I love those guards when they rebound. Stephane Bonneau for three. And that's what happens when you swing the ball and you have so many dangerous offensive weapons. People try to catch up. They have to give it everything to get to the very next guy, but there's so many weapons, someone's open.
You said that well.
And we're going to get an illegal screen on Mims to free up McDowell. I'm sorry, you're going to have to stick a knee out to get Stephane Bonneau off of you. The guy is just too quick.
And let's just hope that doesn't hamper his groin injury. He's been playing over it so far.
36-30 Express. And we've had some great action, which means it's time for a break. We'll come back to some more great action in a bit.
To the Windsor Express, we're here to support you. Thank you for picking Caesars Windsor for your venue for tonight's game. We wish you all the very best in your endeavor and all of your basketball games for the rest of the season. At the same time, I'd like to extend my appreciation to all the local 444 members working here and service.
And a lot of special people here tonight. One of the original bad boys of the Detroit Pistons, Rick Mahorn, taking in the game. And thanks for some time here, Rick. And give me your thoughts about what's happening here this evening.
You know, this is great for Windsor to see the team down in the casino. This is really great. A lot of people out here, fans really enjoying the game. And I'm excited just to come over from Detroit to see it.
Well, we're glad to have you here, that's for sure. You've had a chance to watch a quarter and a half or so here. I don't know if you've caught any other games at any other time, but what do you think of the caliber of basketball that you're seeing out there?
You know what? It's growing. Knowing Michael Ray Richardson and Coach Jones, both of those guys are very good. They were very good pros in the NBA, and the only thing that's going to bring is the tutelage to this game. And I think as it progresses and as it grows, I think it'll be great.
The evolution of basketball, like all the rest of the major sports, it seems to be getting better and better. I go back to your days and your championship teams. Could you guys do some damage today with the players that are out there today?
No. We're old. We're done.
Rick, great to see you. Thanks for doing this with us.
Thank you for having me.
All right, let's go back to our play-by-play team.
And unfortunately, they come right out of that high point Eric Frederick gets a steal for the London Lightning, and it's heading the other direction.
Great to
Mahorn!
see. Yeah, it's great to
Are
see
you
Ricky
kidding
Mahorn.
me?
One of the bad boys. One of the guys that helped to regrow the sport after it kind of leveled off through the Magic Johnson and Larry Bird era. It became the bad boys era with Isaiah and company, Vinnie Johnson, Ricky Mahorn, Sally, Rodman, Dumars, and of
Mr.
course,
Buddha Edwards, did you say?
Dan Beer,
Oh,
Buddha
man.
Edwards, you name it.
McDowell's getting away with some off-dribble, shouldering of Darren Duncan, and he got called for a foul on the first play. McDowell tried to get him to go there again. The first time it happened, I looked in the crowd, and Mahorn was not impressed with the call he made. He's used to seeing a pretty physical game. This hasn't been totally unphysical, but...
Oh, no. And I think that's going to change. Let's just hope it's a sportsman-like type of physicality.
Frederick with a shot clock running down. He throws up a brick, and shot clock expires, so it is express ball.
I've noticed that Williamson has calmed down quite a bit. He came out of the stocks like a thoroughbred, but
Yep.
he didn't seem to connect as much as he wanted to, and he's settled down. So it looks like the Express have stemmed the tide.
Well,
somewhat.
Cannell Brown was brought out again, I think, to defend because he's so strong defending. And maybe it's done something. Stephane Bonneau seems to do these acrobatic shots where, from my angle, he's getting hit and he's making circus shots. I can only imagine if he had space, the kind of mess
the
that he'd
difference
make.
between him and Darren Duncan is he's an artist. He approaches the game with artistry, flow, and what have you. And Darren Duncan's more the scientist. It takes a very mathematical, methodological approach to the game. So you never know what Stephane's going to do. Where Darren, it's a little more predictable once he sets his course.
London is going back to Bennett against Bonneau, maybe for offensive and defensive purposes. But Bennett scoops up the loose ball, gives it to Frederick in the corner, who, again, with the shot clock running down, he's your biggest guy, and he's chucking up a three. What is that? Is that a breakdown for London, or is that
good
science
defense
by Express?
That's excellent defense. When you have a double team in a corner like that, he didn't know where to go. He couldn't put on the floor. You had the guard there. You had Chris Commons defending up top, so it's an Express turnover right there.
Duncan working the right side with Commons, gets him a nice open look. It's not going to go. Thomas bats it up, but Frederick brings it down. He is a big man who likes to run as well. I'd like to see this matchup between, well, it's actually him and Commons, not him and Thomas.
At least that's the plan.
Faces up.
See what happens on
Thomas
the help.
comes to help, and he's too much. But Mims over the back of the smaller Duncan. He's not going to be able to do much with that. Cannell Brown saves it. Thomas saves it. Commons pushes it up to Bonneau, and Duncan in transition.
It's important they strike
three.
right now.
Cannell Brown against a much smaller Bennett. That's a gift. That's a baby.
You know, that may be the composite play of the game as a team, to come out of that scrum and to make them pay.
That was a gift.
And that's a 10-point lead for the Windsor Express, I might add.
Mims passed on the three, came in for the long two, and unfortunately, Chris Commons held on to a London Lightning player that he didn't have to hold on to. It was a long rebound. There was no Lightning player nearby.
Unfortunately, but I like the spirit of what he did. You know, he had his man. He wasn't watching the ball travel in the air that people are akin to do. He just got a little overzealous. Took the call like a man.
Mims made the right decision. He's going to make those shots. Instead of taking the three that his team has just taken a couple of bad threes, he took a closer shot. If those go down, yeah, if those go down, the game gets even closer. It's 40-30. It feels like Windsor is somewhat in control. They've got most of their starting five out right now. Really great defense by Williamson, but Cannell Brown, we saw from the very early this year, he just knows how to score.
He knows how to score, and he knows how to do it away from the defense. He could have went to his right. Instead, he went to his left, away from the help, and got it done practically out of bounds. Great shot.
Almost a turnover, bad footing by Mency, and Phillips is open for a shot that does not go. Rebound Commons, and Duncan is ready to push again. Oh, we looked like we had an alley-oop that was not thwarted, just missed. Not sure if Darren saw the alley-oop.
Help me.
But
That's my shot.
But he saw the body jumper.
Tremendous fall-away jumper off the glass.
Now,
I hope we got some 1 and 2 guards paying attention here, because this is a clinic on how to play the 1 and the 2.
Seeing Duncan play in other games, he has been a quiet player to me in terms of what he says. He's being very vocal to his referee, but to the people playing against him. He's feeling it right now. Look for him possibly to take some more tough shots. He is,
but you got to take the bitter with the sweet. And right now, he's got more sweet to even worry about the bitter, so I'm a little disappointed that he even has anything to say to the officials. 100%.
Marvin Phillips makes 1 of 2. Loisel, who committed the foul, gets the rebound.
And I'll tell you, I love that rebound because it was way above the rim.
Oh, yeah.
That tells me we're going to be hearing from him.
And there's Duncan again, the exact same shot that got him yelling 30 seconds ago. Uh-oh.
I tell you, Tom, if London doesn't respond, Windsor Express going to walk away from this place, much to the illusionment in many ways of the crowd, because they're certainly not 20 points better than the London Express. So I think it could be the venue and a number of other things. Let's see how this thing unfolds.
They're up 13, and Darren Duncan, like I said, he was feeling it. He had the mojo going. He took a long 3, and something I expected after making 2 really tough jump shots. And to their credit, they did get back to play defense. So the ball goes out of bounds and stays with the Lightning.
And Williamson just a little too unselfish there. He beat 2 defenders, could have laid it off the glass with his left, and instead tried to pass it to Mims, who was just positioning for a rebound.
Stefan Bonneau chasing, almost getting a block from behind, forces a bad shot by McDowell, and a forced alley-oop that does not go, but Chris Commons comes up with the board. Tries to be a little soft going in, doesn't get the rebound. Loisel can't pull it down. And Williamson pushing again. You got to do it if you're London, though, right? That's the right move.
Or do you? It's not in their advantage right now. I think they need to settle down and slow down the tempo. Right now, the transition game is working against them. The Express has built up steam, and they're leaving them in their dust. So they may want to go to a half-court offense. They got to slow this game down.
I think Cannell Brown just had the snack pack that he didn't have during his lunch that he didn't have time for last time.
Something tells me he's got a little more left in that bag, too.
Oh, he nails another corner 3. McDowell with an air ball rebound to Loisel. Now, that was a quick shot. That shot was early in the shot clock, and you think London does definitely have to slow it down, get another basket, because they're down 18.
I know it without a doubt.
Where did 18 come from?
They're going to ask themselves that, and I think the tendency is to try to do it all by yourself and look for that 18-point play.
Oh, dear. The last shot of the half.
Oh, my.
Stefan Bonneau, well beyond the arc, hitting the 3, a dagger, to make it a 21-point lead at half.
No, I would not have thought that, Tom, to answer your question. This is absolutely the most unpredictable outcome that I would have thought, possible for a first half against these 2 teams.
Because they've played each other, and this is a thing that I wanted to mention very early on in the broadcast, was that they've both won at each other's buildings. So this is kind of unprecedented. We'll come back to that thought after a break.
To the Windsor Express, we're here to support you. Thank you for picking Caesars Windsor for your venue for tonight's game. We wish you all the very best in your endeavor and all of your basketball games for the rest of the season. At the same time, I'd like to extend my appreciation to all the local 444 members working here and servicing the needs of the people here tonight. Thank you very much. All the best.
Welcome back to the clash at the Coliseum. We're in our halftime report. The Windsor Express leading the London Lightning 52-31 after 2 quarters of play. Joining us, our basketball analyst, Royal Church. And Royal, 24 minutes in the books here. Pretty impressive. Is it fair to say that the Express may be feeding off this crowd a little bit tonight?
Absolutely, Dom. There's no question about it. They're playing like a team possessed. I think we talked in the beginning about the Express being the best defensive team in the league and London being the best offensive team. Well, certainly defense has won out over offense so far tonight.
What's really, aside from the defensive part, what else is catching your eye tonight with this game up to this point? What's been the biggest factor?
Well, when you play a team like London, or any good team, especially if it's for first place, and it's a meaningful game, your best players have to be your best players. And that sounds redundant, but it's true. So what's happened tonight is Duncan and Bonneau have been amazing. Bonneau's got 14, Duncan's got 11. They're making circus shots. They're penetrating. They're giving the ball up. They're doing absolutely everything that needs to be done for our team to be successful.
Okay, now if you're the coach and you got Bill Jones there, and obviously he's adapted to the facility here. What's key for them? What's he telling his guys in there, Royal?
Well, Dom, he's telling them it's great to be up by 20, 22, but that kind of lead can dissipate awfully quickly. So he's telling them, remember your discipline, remember your structure, don't start praying crazy because that's what London wants you to do. Be calm, walk the ball up the floor, be patient, get the ball to Commons in the post because the guy's unbelievable in the post, and work the Bonneau-Duncan combination on the perimeter.
All right, we'll check back with you a little bit later on, Royal. We're going to take a quick timeout. When we come back, the Commissioner of the National Basketball League of Canada, Mr. Paul Riley, will join us. You're watching the Clash at the Coliseum on WeTV. Welcome back to the Caesars Windsor Casino, the site of the first ever Clash at the Coliseum. The National Basketball League of Canada presenting the Windsor Lightning, hosting the Windsor Express hosting the London Lightning. As promised at the break, the Commissioner of the National Basketball League of Canada, Paul Riley, joins us. Paul, thanks for doing this with us. And quickly, first of all, give me your thoughts about everything that's unfolding here tonight.
This is an awesome night. It's an awesome night of great basketball and an awesome night for Windsor.
When the idea of this came about and Dardis Willis calls you up and says, listen, I want to put a game on at the casino, what was your first thought?
You're a crazy man. What are you thinking? But obviously, he knew what he was thinking. Thousands of people here tonight. Everybody's feeling the game. The energy's in the room. It's awesome.
Obviously, the National Basketball League is in its infancy stages, Commissioner. How important is an event like this for the league?
It's critical for us, you know, and that's why I have to celebrate Dardis' vision for this event tonight. Most urgent for us is to brand our league and brand the team. You're right, we're in our infancy, only 3 years now. A lot of people still don't know about us. They don't know we exist. An event like this entrenches us in their mind, you know. It transcends basketball. It's a spectacle, and it's great for our league.
Obviously, some things are being done a little bit differently here tonight. Is this something, though, that the National Basketball League, I should say, aspires to, putting on entertainment like this?
Absolutely. I mean, and then when you travel around our league, there are events similar to this, but nothing like this. This is a one-of-a-kind event, but if we could find a way to have a few more of these one-of-a-kind nights here, it would be great for the league and great for downtown Windsor. What's really cool is people are here downtown, you know, and I think that's one of the problems that our team faces here, the challenges, is the venue is like so far away, but being here downtown, the people came, the people are loving it tonight.
Well, I'm glad you brought it up, Commissioner, because we are worried about our team here. I think a lot of people really do love the idea of the Windsor Express. They obviously have not drawn the crowds they were hoping for. What is the state of the team, and do you see it coming back next year?
Absolutely. Windsor's here. They're committed to being here. And you know, look, like the league, Windsor, it's only its second year. And an event like this gets the name of the team out there. More than 2,000 people here tonight, probably closer to 2,500, 3,000. They'll leave with a great feeling, you know, and we're convinced they'll come back. I think the venue has posed a bit of a problem for us, but the product certainly hasn't been the problem. The product is great, and you've got one of the best teams in the league and some of the best players in the world play in your city.
There was expansion after last year. The direction of the league now, if you can, Commissioner, tell us what is the goal here, and going forward, what would you like to see happen for next year?
We just got to take baby steps, you know. Everyone is talking about expanding west or expanding, and we may expand, but it's going to be incrementally, and it's going to be delicately, you know. It's when you're starting up a league, you just got to be careful where you go, and you don't want to do anything that's going to be detrimental to the league. And so we just got to be careful, vet the people properly that we bring in, and expand, but do it slowly, you know.
Commissioner, really appreciate your time here tonight. Congratulations on this. Congratulations on the league. I'm hoping we see these guys next year. I love this stuff. I think you guys have done a great job, and we really appreciate you giving us some time here tonight.
Thank you very much. The Express will be here next year. It's a great city for sports. We know that, and the team loves this city, and we hope the city loves the team as well.
The Commissioner of the NBL, Mr. Paul O'Reilly. We're going to take a time out. When we come back, we'll have more NBL action with the Windsor Express and the London Lightning right here on WE TV.
Aboriginal youth have a desire to create, learn, grow.
No computer, no future.
One laptop, one child at a time, one simple gesture.
Give a kid a chance.
Let's help give them the tools to succeed.
Let's buy a child a laptop.
Do yourself a favor. Go online, check it out.
I got a laptop!
Find out how you can help. Visit the website today. Now, watch this. There, look, there's that expression on her face. There it is again. What's up with that? Just what the heck is going on with that? There it is again. Ear to ear, that one.
Meridian, your money, your way. Imagine that.
Welcome back to the Clash at the Coliseum. It's the Windsor Express taking on the London Lightning. We continue on with our halftime report. The Express leading the Lightning 52-31. A lot of great faces in the crowd here tonight. One of them is former MSU star Mike Berkovich, who of course is a Windsor resident. And Mike, I know you follow this team quite religiously. How gratifying is it for you as a basketball fan to see something like this tonight?
Well, it's gratifying just because I'm a downtown resident and I grew up not too far from this casino, played a lot of pickup basketball down here, so I think it's a long time overdue, and it's great support and a lot of Detroit celebrities, so I think it's absolutely fabulous for the city.
And a Windsor celebrity in yourself too, so that's a good thing. Talk to me, Mike, when you were playing at MSU, of course you were drafted to the NBA. The career didn't work out that way, but how excited would it have been for you to have a league like this available to you to continue your basketball career?
Well, it would have been exciting. Back when I graduated, there weren't as many NBA teams and there wasn't a developmental league. So I think this is a natural progression for Canadian kids. If you're at the University of Windsor or at Western or Guelph, I think this is something great to actually have a goal to play in.
You've watched this team regularly, Mike. Tell the viewers that are out there, because we're having a hard time drawing fans at the Windsor Family Credit Union Center, and I really think it's almost become a hidden entity in our area that really needs to get recognized. How good is the basketball?
I think the basketball is excellent. The level is good. It's a very good level of basketball, and it's got, like you and I talk about this, why aren't there more people supporting the team? I don't know, Dominic. That's a question we have to try to figure out.
How important at this point, Mike, is it for this team to stay in Windsor, because there's some talk that they might not be able to play again next year?
That's a good question, Dominic. I don't think they could sustain another like 200 or 300 people per game. I think they need to get the attendance up to 2,000, and the people of Windsor have to come out to the games and support them.
Any itch in your game, Mike, to get you out of retirement and maybe try your luck with this?
I'm going to be the armchair quarterback, Dominic, at my age. Thank you.
Well done. All right, great stuff, Mike. Great to see you at the game. Enjoy the rest of it, okay?
Always great seeing you, Dominic.
Windsor resident and former basketball star with Michigan State, Mike Berkovich. What a great guy. He does support this team religiously, and he does a great job getting the word out. So like he said, let's get out and support these guys, folks. Very important to keep this team alive here in the Windsor and Essex County area. We're almost set for second half action. We're going to take a quick timeout. When we come back, we'll get back to Tom Lucier and Kim Elliott. They'll have the call of the second half. You're watching the Clash at the Coliseum, the Windsor Lightning, or the Windsor Express and the London Lightning doing battle on WE TV.
To the Windsor Express, we're here to support you. Thank you for picking Caesars Windsor for your venue for tonight's game. We wish you all the very best in your endeavor and all of your basketball games for the rest of the season. At the same time, I'd like to extend my appreciation to all the local 444 members working here and servicing the needs of the people here tonight. Thank you very much. All the best.
What is it?
Is it a bank?
Kind of looks like a bank.
She just handed him some money. It's a bank.
But people are smiling.
Not a bank.
Not a bank.
Meridian. It's neighborhood banking reinvented. Come see for yourself. You know, through the door, inside. Meridian. Your money, your way. Imagine that.
Aboriginal youth have a desire to create, learn, grow.
No computer, no future.
One laptop, one child at a time, one simple gesture.
Give a kid a chance.
Let's help give them the tools to succeed.
Let's buy a child a laptop.
Do yourself a favor. Go online, check it out.
I got a laptop.
Find out how you can help. Visit the website today.
It's not too late to start your post-secondary education at St. Clair College. We have everything you need to help you register for this September. Not sure what career path works for you? The knowledgeable staff in our admissions office can help you make that choice. Just bring in your transcripts and we'll get you started. We're here Monday through Thursday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Fridays from 10 a.m. till 4. For a list of open programs, go to our website. At St. Clair College, our focus is you.
Coliseum continues. The Windsor Express taking on the London Lightning. 52-31 for the Express at halftime. Coach Bill Jones, you have to be pretty happy with that first half.
I am. I'm glad that the guys came out and played with intensity. They played with a little swag. To be able to have our game come downtown, to see these fans out here supporting our guys, I'm real happy.
How much of that first half did the guys feed off this crowd here tonight, Coach?
I think 100%. We talked about earlier on in the week about getting the game down here, getting some fans that haven't seen us before downtown, and they were hyped, they were pumped up. We just got to continue it in the second half.
Okay, you say you got to continue in the second half. Do you do anything different, or really what do you anticipate with London as their changes?
London is a championship team, so they're going to come out, they're going to be aggressive. They probably will pick us up full court to try to, create tempo, but we got to withstand that. We got to go out there and play the same way we play, keep our foot down on the pedal, and just keep being aggressive.
Little off topic here, Coach. A lot of ex-NBA guys here. A lot of your friends are here tonight. Is there any truth to the rumor you're trying to get him out of retirement?
Yes, I am. I talked to DC. I said, DC, I need a power forward center to go ahead to finish the rest of the year off to get us this championship. But you know what? DC, Earl Cureton, Rick Mahor, those guys, it's wonderful that they came out and supported the Windsor Express in this big event, man. So I'm glad. I'm happy.
Good stuff, Coach. Get back to work. Good luck. The coach, Bill Jones, taking care of business. His team up 52-31 here at the halftime. We're just seconds away from the tip of the second half. Let's send it back over to our play-by-play team, of course, Tom Lucier and Kim Elliott with the call.
Well, to say that the first half has been unexpected and exciting is an understatement. We had, the back and forth was what I expected in terms of the physical play, because the first time I saw them play, which was the first game of the season, it was a dogfight and it was a really close game. It feels like the difference in this game is three-point shooting and no real leading scorer, no strong element for the London Lightning taking over, taking possession of the game and taking the weight of the game on their shoulders and doing a bulk of the scoring. Kimba Elliott, who is my amazing color commentator who is on his way back, is adamant that they need to get smart and slow things down if they're not going to get blown out of this game, because London is a team that has been here before, and I recall at the very beginning of this season, before any changes were made, the London coaching staff said this was the best team that they had ever coached. So this is not a team that's going to take this lightly. They're not going to come out of the dressing room and lay down. This is going to be a game that's going to have a bite back. Even though we came right out of the half, and Chris Commons with the steal and a very tough shot, but no red shirts under the basket. Marvin Phillips with the rebound, but he throws it away. Bennett wasn't ready for it. Stephane Bonneau tracks it down and gets it to Chris Commons, who draws the foul. Marvin Williams is really angry. He did a great job boxing out. He got the rebound and just had a miscue with his point guard. So
Awesome.
what are you expecting, Kimba, from the London Lightning, who are obviously defending champs, two-time defending champs? They're down double digits, over 20. What are they going to do?
That's a
What
great
can
way
they
to
do?
pose that question. Right now, they're roadkill. They're shell-shocked, and they really need to let that first half go. And I know that the coach had a gargantuous challenge in trying to convince him that that was just first half of basketball. So they got to just recover their belief in who they are individually and as a team, and it starts there.
Well, all I can say is that Windsor has come out, put 1 point back on the board. Commons missed the front end and made the second, so 53 points to 31. Do the math, folks. 22 points is a lot to overcome, and Windsor has the ball again. Some stats that were kind of shocking, Kim, in that first half. With a turnover by Mr. Commons, he commits the frustration foul after turning it over, is that there's no real powerful, dominant scorer right now for London. In fact, Williamson is 0 for 6 with 2 points coming from free throws, whereas you have Stephane Bonneau as 14, 3 of which coming from that 3 at the end of the half. Otherwise, he would have been tied with Darren Duncan with 11. So those two guys have scored 25 points of your 52 at the half.
Absolutely, and trying to predict that, I wasn't able to. I thought about, is this going to be a guards game? Is this going to be a forward game? Really, what it came down to me was, this is going to be a coaching game. Who's going to prepare their troops the best? Who's going to define their roles the best? Who's going to excite their players but not overly excite their players, or caution their players but not overly caution your players? And right now, Bill Jones has done a yeoman's job of coaching his team and preparing them for this competition.
Williamson, that's very well said, Kimba. Williamson picked up a foul on Cannell Brown, taking it coast to coast. Now, the thing that you missed, which was, you know, we talk about Stephane Bonneau as being the artist. The art of hustle is something that too often you don't see in professional sports, right? People always seeing every element of dogging it. There's always that critical eye. But you have to give someone credit when they do what just happened. Bonneau took the ball cross half, did a little too much, got it stolen by Williamson, but he stopped on a dime, came back, and knocked it out of bounds, took away a layup, took away a dunk. And I love seeing that hustle out of him when he's not trying to score.
Me too, well said, and we'll speak to it a little later in the broadcast.
Bolden finds Williamson, who's a little shy right now. He's not going to shoot the 3. He's now 1 for 7 with 4 points.
Well, and of course you shoot the 3 by learning how to perfect the 2, so that's the right thing to do to get back into the game.
They're looking to get to Bonneau, and the pass not quite on the money. They push the ball ahead to Bennett for 3, and he makes it. And that's a 5-point turnaround in a 15 seconds or less.
At an all too important time. This is a new game.
You're Coach Jones. What do you do right now? You just got hit with 5.
Well, Coach Jones, you don't panic. First and foremost, you let your players acclimatize and see if they'll do the push that they know they have to do by now, halfway through this season.
Thomas with a very strong play to get down and dirty and not, oh dear, and not let that ball get away from him.
Now
But
if you're Coach Jones, you call a timeout, and that's exactly what he did.
But
Too many coaches don't do that. They try to play it off. That hurt. Call a timeout.
But you see, I don't know how bad you feel about that. You had Thomas dive on the floor because of great hands of London knocking the ball away from a guard. It gets chucked away. It gets knocked away. Fast break. Williamson misses a layup. Marvin Williams dunks it. So it's a 7-point turnaround, but you got to feel good about your big guy hitting the floor. So the hustle's there.
You do. And I don't have anything to add to that right now. I want to talk about the after party at the Kilton Fiddle. That's one of the sponsors, a key sponsor of a celebrity appearance of Tommy Hearns And in hooking Tommy Hearns and a Sturgeon like that, we were able to hook other great celebrities like the NBA legends, like Dante Scott and what have you. So please go to the Kilton Fiddle and support them for making this broadcast possible and for making this a success in terms of the attendance here today.
And if you're there when there's some music happening, particularly on the weekend, it is a really good vibe at the Kilton Fiddle. And yeah, a place that has had some legs. A lot of people love going there, and it's great for them to support this team.
And I should say for the locals, and I don't think they'll take offense, it's the old Plunkets. You know,
yeah,
it's
to give people an idea, sometimes you need a landmark.
Yeah.
That was there for several years on Pitt Street East.
Never mind any offense. I mean, that's a feather in your cap if you can, you know, resurrect the spirit of the old Plunkets. So getting back to your question, what to do, damage control. If you're Bill Jones right now, you have everything to lose. You got a nice cushion. You want to put this thing away, yet you want to get your reserves in here and get everybody on your bench a taste of the action. And so you have to preserve right now. You have to have everybody reminded of what their roles are, and let's get back to business.
54-38, Express. They've got the ball once again. Some screen and roll at the top of the key and double teaming at half.
Giving the Express a taste of their own medicine, mind you.
Absolutely, that overwhelming, swarming defense. Thomas has his shot blocked by Ellis. Bolden keeping him away from going baseline, turns him toward the basket, and his shot gets blocked.
Isn't this mirroring exactly what the Express were doing?
Absolutely. The stifling defense is something that your guards who've had it lax all game, all of a sudden you got two guys swiping at your arms and trying to take the ball away. In fact, they've been getting a lot of touched passes and making it really difficult for Windsor.
And ironically, or not so, Windsor's the #1 defense, scoring defense, only allowing 95 points a game, and London's #2 in scoring defense, 96 points. So in that regard, Windsor does have the slightest edge, and it looks like
Darren Duncan, beautiful
London's
play.
trying to use their formula.
Absolutely. You know, right now for them to fight as hard as they just did on the miss by London, Darren Duncan, a guard, really fighting for that basket, hopefully turning it into some points. And that is a killer for London because Cannell Brown is waiting, waiting
Windsor
like a
has
fish at a pond, the koi, waiting for that food to hit the water,
Windsor
and he
has
snatched it up,
so
put it back in.
So many X factors. And QB is one of the dynamite ones.
Marvin Phillips for 3, and that was what they turned to in the second half in the first game they played against one another, and he made, I think, 6 or 7 of those threes. It's a good sign for Windsor that he didn't make that. But we'll see if they try it again.
I would. They need a mismatch somewhere, and perhaps drawing the big men away from the basket is the way to do it.
Stephane Bonneau trying to do it all by himself on that play. But the defense by Bennett was actually really incredible for him to recover the way he did.
Oh, my God.
QB with a rebound, a missed shot. There's a lot of slappy going on.
You know, it was, and that'll happen. And invariably, no matter what league level of play, the play is going to break down, and there's going to be miscommunication, miscues. What I was going to say is, but the Express do not give up on the play.
Absolutely.
Until there's a definitive end to the play. And that was the case until London managed to wrestle it away and go the other way. But that's the difference in this team. They don't give up on the play.
And it frequently gets chippy when there's a big point discrepancy. That's the kind of thing that you can point to is, you know, you're down a whole bunch. You're going to take the extra chance when you gouge at somebody's wrist for the ball.
Now you're talking about philosophy of sport. And hockey does it best. People can say what they want, but you don't lose a game, you know, and get shut out. And you go into the locker, no penalty minutes, no scrap, no forechecking, no back checking. And London knows that. Now they know, hey, you know, we do have some pride, and we're going to clutch and grab and claw and do whatever we need to do to get ourselves back in this game.
We've got a 56-40, 16-point lead for the Express. And the new man, Mr. Parker, hitting the mid-range J.
Mr. Brett Hedges is impressed with Parker coming in here as a reserve and doing his job.
Well, Parker almost got the block shot coming back to help. Does not happen. They get the basket right back. It's the first look at Parker this game coming in the second half. Nice size.
He's a good reserve for DeAndre Thomas as well, because he is a little more speedy on his feet.
Oh,
there's Darren Duncan.
Gosh. Darren Duncan, I don't think I've seen him be that deceptive, that low to the ground. That was a really incredible play and a scoop layup. And Darren Duncan, if he looks up, he's got an alley-oop.
Oh my God, what a
Stefan
nice miss.
Bonneau trying to be a wizard on that play. Mims.
Oh my.
Mims.
Oh my.
Took off.
James Worthy.
It was.
And you know what he could have did with that.
He
That
could
was
have
gracious.
He could have flushed that pretty severely.
Burgermeister.
And Parker did not really contend that shot. And now you've got London taking an offensive foul. It's going
And
the
only
other
being
way.
6 points down. So let's just hope, if you're Windsor, that was their push.
16.
And now you have to meet that.
Yeah.
With your own push. Let's see what the Express do here. But they cannot let London get into a groove here. They got to upset their momentum.
They're going to try the screen and roll for Phillips. They swing it an extra pass rather than Phillips putting up that three. Bennett to Mims. The pass is knocked down, but Ellis grabs it, pushes it out to Phillips, and Bennett forces a late three. It does not go. Unfortunately, QB Kennell Brown cannot haul it in, and Mims' hustle pays off for the Lightning, so they keep possession. Fresh 24. So Bennett against Bonneau. It looks like they're looking to screen rather than post. Oh, and a really nice play. What a beautiful roll.
Come on.
By Mims. Just the play to flash and be open, and then the finish over two big jumpers.
He's the only player in this league that can mentor Chris Commons in terms of the fidelity of that play. Just tremendous poise.
And now they're going
control.
head to head. And that's unfortunate because it's a great cut, it's a great look, it's an easy basket, and it's missed.
Well, the bounces are going London's way, and you can hear how quiet the crowd has gotten too. Even for people who don't understand the game in detail, they know there's been a momentum shift here. And Windsor Express have got to bring the crowd back onto their side by doing something sensational, whether it's offensively or defensively.
Stefan Bonneau got away with a hug, I guess. He was absolutely not wanting anybody to get past him. He gave him a hug, but Commons got called for the foul.
And speaking of the sensational, Kevin Loisel has a way of doing it another way, just sheer heart and athleticism as well. But I agree with Coach Jones. It's time for Kevin Loisel.
Bennett hits the three. It looks like London running stuff. London is going to a playbook.
It's been a while since Windsor scored, in fact.
Parker open for three, and it's long, and only one red jersey in the key.
And not his shot from 5-point land?
No.
Open, you're open from 50 feet, but that's not the open we're talking about. He should have been closer to the arc.
It looks like they're running a really nice two-man game. Phillips pulls up rather than going all the way to the basket, maybe getting blocked, maybe getting fouled, taking a good shot off the glass.
And the crowd says, oh, so this is London Lightning, those defending champions we've been hearing all about.
9-point game.
We've actually seen this before where Windsor has gotten up on London like this, and then the lead has disappeared. And so this may be, to our chagrin, London-type basketball. See what you got, give me your best shot kind of thing. That's not the kind of approach that I would take, but I've seen this before somewhere.
So it looks like Bonneau's going to get 2 shots. Hopefully he makes a couple, gets a little charge in the crowd, wakes him up a little bit. Oh dear.
It rains, it pours. But he's about an 80% free throw shooter, so I'm sure he'll recalibrate.
And the big man DeAndre Thomas comes back into the game. Now, if you looked at the halftime stats, he only had, I believe, 2 rebounds at halftime. He needs to throw his body around. And I have a feeling Marvin Phillips is going to stay as far away from the basket as he can.
Well, you bring up a good point. The last time they played, DeAndre Thomas incurred a 2-game suspension. So he's being a bit tentative. And at some point, he might have to just forget what happened in the past and exert himself. Because right now, the Express is not only clawing away at the lead, they're taking this crowd out of the game.
Bennett. And see, Bennett is attacking on the other end. He's shooting threes, and they bring it back down. Loisel decides he's going to attack, and they get called for an offensive foul.
And the crowd doesn't like it. But I didn't see it. But I do know what. I see Kevin Loisel, and I can't say enough how the coach has to reel the players back in when they get beside themselves like this.
Well, it looked like he was outside the designated area to take or inside the designated area to take a charge. So for them to call it was a bit of a surprise to the crowd and to Loisel himself. Duncan got a little too deep, took off, maybe shouldn't have left his feet. He's lucky he had Loisel with some good hands to get it. However, he dribbled a little too much. Your big guys should not be dribbling that much. He gets it stolen, but right back on the other end, Duncan comes down, steals it right back. Duncan open for 3. Missed basket, but a good look by DeAndre Thomas to see the streaking guard coming up, waiting for a look. Marvin Williams, dear goodness, that is his look. That would have been big trouble. It would have made the team go beyond bonkers on that bench. Windsor is lucky that that shot did not fall. And they're gonna go to Thomas. Thomas feels he was pushed. Marvin Williams, a good job bodying up DeAndre Thomas, making him miss with his extremely soft hands. It's rare that you see him drop a ball or a pass like that, but.
Well, some of that shell shock's wearing off London, and it's being projected onto Windsor. And we knew it would come, but let's just see how they respond. And right now, DeAndre's pushing people with his hands like he's in a wrestling match, so I'm really missing something here, but I think coach has picked up on it.
And they are taking DeAndre Thomas away from the basket again. Marvin Williams shot a 3 the last play. He shot a long 2 this play to make it. They're trying to keep the big guy away from the rim. And Bonneau.
This is the danger of being too charismatic. You got a game plan. You have plays, system of plays, offensively and defensively. They did so much in the area of showmanship, even to my entertainment. But at some point when it's time to get down to business, can you make that transition back from charisma to execution? And that's the challenge the Windsor Express has right now.
Well, it's been at least 5 minutes since the Express scored. That is a long time in basketball world to not have a field goal.
And it's inexcusable, I might add.
Bonneau had a nice play there. He had some space between him and Bennett. He went up. He used the Reggie Miller leg kick while Bennett carried through to the side, and he got the foul and made both free throws. Smart play, definitely needed. And that's going to be a 2 by Bennett. And Mims, the leading rebounder right now for the London Lightning, gets the rebound, misses the basket, and we're going to have an offensive foul, a loose ball foul on Marvin Williams. They're aggressive right now. What does Windsor have to do to match the aggressiveness rebounding?
As I said, they need to go back to their playbook. They were, playing to the fans, playing to the bench. They need to just think about the playbook. What did we work on for the last?
Now, the first game we saw these guys play, I clearly remember that both teams were in the bonus every quarter. This is the first quarter where there is any bonus. For the listener at home, the sometimes basketball watcher, they get a foul even on anywhere on the court, and there's free throws for the opposite team.
Well, the first half, Express couldn't even, they couldn't even be kept in sight by the Lightning. The Express just took off, so they couldn't foul them if they wanted them.
So now they've got that
back to reality.
So now they've got that 5 team fouls So any foul in the final minute against London is going to send the Express to the line, so they can be a little more aggressive going to the hoop.
Take it inside.
They're going to try and go to Marvin Phillips down low against Loisel, who likes pulling up, and he does so. A nice play by Connell Brown. That was another rebound for Mims.
That's the beauty of having a Kevin Loisel. He's a true ball player, but he's able to come in and play the 4 or the 5 for DeAndre, give up 3-4 inches, give up 50 pounds, and still play good defense.
Connell Brown is an animal on the boards right now. It's unfortunate that it's not panning out after he gets the rebound, but he forced a rebound to his teammate that was obviously another Mims rebound, offensive rebound.
He's done everything that was expected of him.
He's been, but an X factor, maybe not on the page. He's
Maybe
making a
not in
lot
the
of
record
basketball
book, but
plays.
certainly to the viewer.
Yes.
If not in the stats.
Right.
Absolutely. He's done his job.
The shot clock is a little wonky, so I can't tell what's going on there. Maybe a little too much flash by Bonneau.
That's what I'm screaming.
He had a layup. He brought it down to his ankles instead of just going up with it. But a long shot is missed at the end of the third quarter by the London Lightning. So Windsor keeps its lead, 65-56, 9 points. And Bonneau is not happy, and his teammates had the poise to stop him and stop him from talking to the refs. You really are against that.
Oh, 100%. You don't want to self-destruct by any means.
Let's go to Dominic Papa.
Thanks a lot, guys, down here at court level. Again, a lot of special people here tonight. The president of Unifor Local 444, a big supporter of this event. They support so many events in our city. Dino Kyoto. His friend Jada is also with us here tonight. What do you think of the game, Jada?
Since it's my first time seeing a game, because I haven't really watched it before, and I'm just about to do basketball season in my school, so it's really cool.
Good stuff. She's really shy, Dino.
No, I can see that. Listen, this is a great game. We love the Windsor Express by the audience here. You can see everybody's having a great time, and we're just glad to be a part of it, really supporting the workers at Caesars Windsor, so this is fabulous, really is.
I think you're supporting the Express in a roundabout way. I know you purchased a lot of tickets here to help them out, Dino, but stuff like this, you get involved with a lot of good things, Dino. How important is something like this to our city?
This is important. It helps out the downtown core. It gets people out. It gets them enthusiastic. It gets them participating in their community, and it really does a lot with regards to energizing the economics in the community. So, you know what? Teams like this are hard to come by. They're doing a great job, and we wish them all the best.
All right. Just a quick off-topic, Dino. The North American Auto Show is going on. I know that's important to you guys. A quick comment on that and what's going on over there.
Listen, we're excited. I'm going to be at the auto show tomorrow doing a tour looking at the award-winning vehicles. We're impressed with regards to making sure that we can see our vehicles on display there. I'm thinking that when we go there, we're going to be able to show off what we build, especially at Windsor Assembly Plant. With all the talk we've been hearing from Marchione, we know we've got an award-winning vehicle and a great thing to show for it.
All right, good stuff, Dino. We've got to get back to the game. Thanks for doing this with us. Dino Kyoto of the Unifor 444 group. Let's go back to our play-by-play team.
Windsor gets the ball to start the fourth quarter after that long shot by London that didn't go at the end of the third. And they've got that 9-point buffer, so we're going to see what they can do with it. If they stick to a game plan, if they go back to something they did in the first half, which was not that. Connell Brown manufacturing, leaving the ground from his feet, landing on the ground on his legs, on his knees, making a jump shot, a fabulous shot, not just on the move, but moving sideways in the air and then blocking a shot.
To get the block.
Yeah.
More important.
Oh
my
goodness.
Did someone mention charisma? Look at the fans.
Hop till you can't stop, Stefan Bonneau.
That might be the fog play of the game, Tom. It's your call. Looked good to me. The timing couldn't be better.
He was looking for one all game. You know, me and some fans at halftime were talking, and I said, there was one alley-oop that was missed this game, and Bonneau is always running the floor looking for it, and he's going to get it. It's just a matter of when.
And there's your long-range bomb,
Marvin
Phillips.
Phillips.
He was all the difference in the third quarter, along with Tony Bennett. He lost without those two gentlemen this game.
Marvin Phillips, I hope I wasn't calling him Marvin Williams earlier. Marvin Phillips hitting that three, one of the many that we were expecting him to take to answer on the alley-oop dunk. And a block shot by Williamson on Quinnell Brown's open look, which is not good because Quinnell Brown is 2 for 2 from three-point land.
Yeah, but look at the response, you know. You get blocked, probably the most embarrassing thing in basketball, as it were. Gets back on defense like nothing happened.
That's right.
And he's a model in how to just, you know, keep your head where it ought to be.
Mims, spot-up jumper. You had Quinnell Brown keeping an eye on him while Chris Commons was helping at the top. Nobody recovered to get in his face. He makes an easy mid-range jump shot. Easy for him. Not
That's
easy
right. He
for
does make it look easy.
Yeah.
But you can obviously see he's starter caliber. Like, who are we kidding here? You won't see him sit the bench too much more.
Now, would you like to see players like that shoot that open jump shot? Would you have preferred a Commons jumper or him to drive like that?
I mean, he's within 6-7 feet of the basket. It's good, but he just shot to shoot. And I won't take the time to explain now, but whenever you release that ball, you need to have the determination to see it through the hoop and add it to the score, and not just put it up because you're open. It didn't look like he was focused on that.
It's only a 6-point game. Steal by Williamson from the point guard, Duncan. The extra pass by Williamson to Bennett.
Timeout.
It's a 4-point game. So
Bill Jones.
Duncan is saying, it's my fault. I got it. Everybody just get back. Let me run the floor. It's a 10-4 run right now for the London Lightning after an alley-oop, including that alley-oop. That's hard to believe. That's a tough thing to come back from.
It is, but they're the league champions for a reason. I've been a believer using the analogy of boxing, that you're not a true champion until you've been knocked off your feet or knocked out and you come back and get in the contest or take a rematch. And these guys are championship contenders all the time, the London Lightning. All credit to them.
Chris Commons had a very nice pass down low to Kevin Loisel. It's a great back cut on his defender. And great defense there by Commons on Tony Bennett, who tries to force up a layup. It doesn't go. And a foul is called.
And it's great that the Express can still come up with a sensational basket here and there. But if they're going to win this game, it's going to be on defense. And that's what they're #1 in the league for. That's why they're second only to London. And that's what they need to concentrate on right now, is clamping down defensively to win this game.
A beautiful pass on a better cut, a perfect seal by Quinnell Brown, like 3 feet from the basket. It doesn't get any better than that.
And the explosiveness out of the crouch.
And to finish with a left hand in one step was
here we
beautiful.
go, the other end.
Quinnell was there. He tried to get the block. Mims gets the basket, and he's going to the line.
You know, I know James Worthy is ish from Mims for London.
Yes.
I don't know a complimentary player to James Worthy in the old Los Angeles Lakers Celtics days, because they never really had a slasher, you know, and a smooth finisher like him. Maybe a Caldwell Jones. But that's kind of the matchup you have between Q Brown and Mims.
That's unallowable when you have somebody get the basket, miss the free throw, and it's almost an uncontested rebound by Marvin Phillips. London keeps the ball, and they're only down 5, and number 5 shoots a 3 and cuts the lead to 2.
Absolutely. They just have totally reversed the tables on Windsor, and they're going to make it a 0-0 game getting into the fourth quarter. You think to yourself, how good is Windsor to be up by 20 to London? Well, how good is London to take away a 20-point lead?
3-point lead for Windsor, 73-70. Now Windsor has 7.5 minutes and a lot of subs. They kept a lot of the starters in for a lot of that fourth quarter. Dominique Buckley, one of their new fellas out there. Chris Commons trying to make something happen.
Nice adjustment. Oh, did they need that?
Got up from he had no steps to take. He just went straight up, and his elbow was at the wrist.
Just even to get in that position, he
My
shed
goodness.
He
Yeah,
shed Tony Bennett like a
and
rag doll.
his head was under the basket, so he
Oh,
could
yeah.
have reached
Tremendous
either side of the
Canadian-
rim.
Tremendous Canadian athlete in this league.
And he went up with his left hand and tapped it just right. McDowell shoots the three. Now
Kevin
he's a guy
Loisel.
coming off of the bench. He has 2 threes this game, so he's feeling it, but maybe not the best idea with other players playing so well, like Williamson and Mims and Phillips.
Papa Opong, I tell you, he's impressing me.
Papa Opong,
Oh.
fresh legs, goes to
got-
the basket, makes what was his body, 45 degrees to the ground when he
Easy.
made that?
Easy. The things he can do in traffic and in the paint, I got to tell you, he's really exceeded my expectations of him.
Helps to be long.
Thankfully.
Helps to be lanky, to get a shot up while you're sideways. And that's unfortunate where
and I
2
think,
guys are hustling like crazy and the ball goes to the other team.
It's slow to take effect, but I do think that alley-oop play, express style, is somewhat reinvigorating the express defense and getting the other players, recovered from that surge, just a tidal surge from London Lightning. And let's see if they can just continue to hold.
Well, they've got a 7-point lead here. Bennett, his body was looking for a 3 from the time he touched the ball, and it's going to lead to a fast break. Loisel goes up. I'm still trying to figure out whether they called a foul on Williamson or a held ball.
It's a timeout for now. I think it was just out of bounds.
Might have just been a strip ball out of bounds.
Absolutely.
Kimba, you're the coach. You don't have a lot of time left in the game. What is your strategy from what you've seen work this game?
My thing is defense, defense, defense. Get out on them with your feet on the perimeter. Try to interfere them getting it up off the dribble and elevating to take their shot, but just stay home. You don't want to allow any offensive rebounds from the other team. You want to totally control your boards in your house, and you don't want to be overzealous at the other end.
We got Dominic Papa with an interview.
Another former NBA great here tonight, the great Earl Curitan joining us at this game here tonight. And I'm sorry, Earl, I'm getting a little bit of sore neck from looking up at you guys all night, but talk to me about being here tonight. And you had a pretty great career. You played some great basketball. What do you think these guys are thinking here tonight?
Well, it's excitement. These guys are trying to make it to the next level. They play hard each and every possession out on the floor. It's exciting basketball. It's good to see it right downtown Windsor.
Yeah, and that's the key here. We got a great crowd here tonight, and I'm sure you've felt some of the emotion here tonight. How important is that to guys that play this game?
Oh, it's great. I mean, they got a nice crowd. It's always good for guys to play in front of a good crowd. A lot of good people. I see Derek Coleman, Rick Mahorn, a lot of good people. Thomas Hearns in the house tonight. So, it's exciting basketball, and I'm really enjoying the game. A big lead that we just had. We just lost a big lead, but I'm sure they're going to hang in there and win this game.
Yeah, I asked Rick Mahorn and I asked Derek Coleman if Coach Jones was bringing you guys in here tonight to try to get you out of retirement. Any truth to that?
No truth to that. I think we're done now. That's for sure.
Well, we're really glad you came over and visited us. Make sure you check us out a little bit more and enjoy the rest of this one, though.
Oh, I'll definitely be back. Exciting basketball. I'm enjoying myself tonight.
The great Earl Curitan helping us out with our broadcast here tonight. Let's send it back over to the play-by-play team for continue the call of the fourth quarter.
Earl Curitan given the stamp of approval. Again, this is Tom Lucier. I'm here with Kim Elliott for the last 6 minutes of the clash at the Coliseum. And that's a design play to try and get Buckley a shot, Dominique Buckley a shot. Doesn't fall. Defense needs to wake up.
It's good to see Coach going with some inexperienced players from an express perspective, but putting trust in Knuckle to knock it down. I'm sure Dominique will respond as Papa Opong has responded.
Haven't seen Ellis take a shot in a long time.
Oh my.
But a long 2 for the fearless Tony Bennett.
Fearless is right.
He
That's
is
stealthy.
trying to get to that point spot at the 3-point line to shoot. And a very long 3 by Dominique Buckley. It was on target. It was long, in fact, as long as that was. And look who it is.
I could think of so many nicknames for Q Brown, but he's the man.
The shadow, maybe,
Cool
because
as a
you don't even know he's coming. He's just like kind of in the background.
Absolutely.
Chris Commons
just does it so unassumingly.
makes another basket. and you've got your 2 leading scorers sitting on the bench with about 5 minutes left. Bonneau and Duncan sitting. What do you think about that?
Well, I think it takes tremendous courage from Coach Jones to make that decision.
Is it about size?
But it's also about having them down the stretch and resting your horses, and that's the courage involved as well.
Size didn't help on that play. Mims made a very nice move to the basket. He made it look very easy, size or not. And Phillips gets fouled shooting a 3. That means he's going to get 3 shots and potentially cut this game.
Well, you know what?
Far too close.
And so be it. One of the things I didn't mention as far as what do you do as a coach from here, nothing easy. I mean, you got to protect. Some guys get too tentative and coaches don't foul nobody, don't go to the basket. No, play the game like the game's meant to be played. Attack, defend, don't give them anything easy. Good foul. And I know a lot of people disagree, but I'm not going to let someone take a wide open shot and just hope that it doesn't go in.
Phillips makes the first of 3 foul shots. He was an excellent free throw shooter in that first game when it was close. He makes the first 2. And he cuts the lead to 2, 79-77.
So be it. It's only psychological, but as long as the Express maintain this lead, I think they'll be fine. I'm not sure how they'll respond if London ties or goes up. But they've been in double and triple overtime before, some of the core players, so I still give them the benefit of the doubt to take this game.
Commons makes a very difficult shot. Luckily for them, London rushes and throws a pass a little too far. Bennett tossed it a little too far with a chance to tie the game. But the fans are being encouraged to get into this.
Mims takes ownership of that. Miscue there. And here comes the Windsor fans.
Commons.
Nice play.
I'm surprised that he got the ball.
Take it strong side.
Yeah, I'm surprised he got the ball up into the front of the rim. Because he got hit by 2 guys.
But I'm glad that the Express are going inside. Because as you pointed out, if we get into the bonus, this game may be won at the line. We've had, equal effectiveness from both teams at long range, inside, sensation, what have you. It could be the difference in this game is decided at the line. Free throws.
The crowd was hushed for that one. 80-77, 3-point lead. We'll see what he can do.
The crowd could be the difference.
Yeah, the crowd quiets down enough for him to make his 2 shots, to focus on his 2 shots. 3.5 minutes to go. 4-point lead. Oh my goodness. A pass from Bennett. Phillips was not paying attention. He woke up just in time. An open look for McDowell, who is long, and Connell Brown skying for the rebound. They're going to call a loose ball foul on Mims as Connell goes way up for that basket. He'll be fine. And DeAndre Thomas comes in for Chris Commons. I think I got that wrong. I think they called the foul on Loisel. And he's going to come out of the game. Because London's keeping the ball, and it looked like a pretty easy rebound for Connell Brown. Mims to Bennett. And the reach-in foul is going to be called on Commons.
Let it go, Chris. Thinking about it.
I'm not certain how many fouls we have, team fouls, in terms of how close we are to a bonus situation. Loisel comes in for Commons.
Glad to see Chris shake it off. Glad to see Coach take him out, let him regain his composure. It's always good to see Kevin Loisel down at the end of the battle.
Loisel, very physical, knocking Ellis to the ground.
Too physical. He's getting away.
And Mims got open.
Unnecessary contact right now.
Watch Loisel with the steal. A bad pass once again.
Q Brown.
A bad pass by Bennett. It looked like he's seeing a pass that his teammates aren't seeing, but he's still throwing it. And it got picked by Kevin Loisel.
Over-anticipating and not reacting to the defense's response. That's a travel there. The big miscue there out from the referee.
Extremely physical,
Oh my,
and
nice
Stefan
outlet.
Bonneau gets called. Stefan Bonneau makes a beautiful play to get that ball to a streaking big man.
Several players.
And instead of the ref letting it go and having a dunk from DeAndre Thomas, they call the loose ball foul. So 2.5 minutes, you have the ball.
And like I was saying earlier, like no one attacks the loose ball like the Windsor Express, and no one sticks in there when the play has broken down like the Windsor Express. They're not playing for a whistle.
No.
They're not looking for somebody to step on the line and point to the referee.
Right.
They're
They don't look at the
dog-eared.
ref.
They're dog-eared.
Yeah, they do not look at the referee.
That's
I've noticed that.
absolutely.
When the ball is
And that's
being bounced
making
around,
this difference right now.
Yeah, they look at the ball. They never look to the
Go
ref
for the
to
ball.
make a call.
And get onto the ground. Don't bend over to pick that ball. Commit yourself.
Uh-oh. Connell Brown.
See the poise?
Well,
From the-
for
from
a
the
guy
entry
who has
pass
had 2 wide open shots
to
from
the kick
there,
out- yeah, but the poise, the crisp passing, the decision making.
Loisel made a very smart pass there. He could have
Absolutely.
driven to the basket.
And most guys would have tried to
with-
be a hero.
He could have driven to the basket with his strong hand, his left hand, and he didn't. He drew the defender and he kicked to the corner.
Absolutely, and that's why they're up 8 points instead of being tied or worse yet, having lost the lead.
Bennett forces a 3. It goes out of bounds off of Mims, who again is everywhere tonight for the London Lightning.
Tremendous basketball. And it looks like the Windsor Express are going to carry the day. If they
An 8-point lead
to win here.
with 1:45. If they can just keep their poise.
You know, I want to say just very briefly too. I'd really hoped that R.J. Wells, the hometown boy, got in the game. But I can honestly see why the coach decided not to. In the second half, there was some hope in the first half, but I got to say, Coach Jones done a great job of just utilizing his forces as needed to get this win.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my God.
Maybe the most dominant block
Oh
I
my
have
God.
seen in basketball this year.
Oh yeah, by the enforcer.
Kevin Loisel likes to toy with people.
I might have to change his name from Junkyard Dog to T-Rex.
Oh my goodness. Williamson is one of the better offensive players in the league. And that block
He had a
was,
clear.
his arm was 90 degrees to the ground when he blocked it.
And you see the frustration foul here by Williamson in the crowd. I mean, this is tremendous
That is
for
the
Windsor.
play. That is the play of the game,
Yes.
if I've seen one.
It's your call, brother. I couldn't disagree, though.
That
You
is
don't often see a defensive play of the game, but look at the crowd.
hustle
They're ready to
personified.
approve.
Yes, Stefan Bonneau. I love you, buddy. You got rockets in your socks, but that block was so over the top.
Lionheart. That might be
What
it
was
is.
that?
That's all heart. Kevin Loisel, KL, Junkyard Dog, T-Rex. I've been saying since the first time I saw him play. That's the best player on that team.
Williamson,
All in.
Williamson has the incentive to go to the basket, the team hadn't scored in 3 minutes, and Loisel was at the free throw line when Williamson took his last stride,
and
and
let
he
me
still
add
blocked
before
it.
this broadcast is over, this team has just gotten adopted. There's a spiritual adoption going on here.
Yes.
Windsor has a certain mentality, and we're an underdog. And that's what you see in here. You've seen the champion come in, the favored, what have you. The chips got down, and Windsor just hung in there, the Windsor Express. And we've done that as a city. And now this city is starting to see what we've known for a while, that we have something very special in the Windsor Express. And I hope they come out from now on and support this team without reservation.
Bennett, who has been almost unstoppable today. He's gotten every shot he's wanted. He's missed his fair share. But to miss a free throw this late in the game and miss 2, the crowd has gotten to him. The hustle of the Express has gotten to him. And you can see here now, he's frustrated. He's angry.
Rightfully so, and we talked about that. It's passion. It's not about anything. His heart is broken. He came here to upset the apple cart. He came here to go home with the Cinderella, and things ain't working out. And there's some fear. I mean, they're forward thinking. They know that now they're tied for first place. Their bragging rights are gone. And going into the all-important playoffs, Windsor may have the #1 ranking as things are turning out.
Loisel in the bonus, missing the front end. You have a lot of people here seeing an exciting game, a 22-point halftime lead dissolve, but then a scrappy, huge defending team, clutch team coming back. This is, like you said, bringing soul to a game with some stars in the crowd.
Couldn't ask for anything better. This is a marquee performance
Williamson
in a
saves the air
marquee venue. And credit to both teams, because you couldn't have one do it without the other.
My correction, Williamson shot the air ball. Bennett saved it by spiking it, trying to get it off of somebody's leg. It went back out to Williamson, who missed again, got his rebound, and then got fouled. Now, about some of these celebrities in the crowd, you've got coaching legends from Windsor high schools and colleges, guys like Jim Davis, who played with the Pistons and the Hawks and the Rockets. Like,
you know, and locally, you got guys like Mike Berkovich,
Berkovich
who played
is sitting
at
2
MSU,
seats over from
Richard
Jim.
Wells, Ken Smith, you know.
Rick Mahorn, Tommy Hearns.
We've adopted them in South Detroit, right? You got Larry, you got Coach Brumpton. You know, his wife was just ecstatic. It's like a dream come true, Kim. It really is. And the Windsor deserves this. And I just give Caesars Windsor, you know, all the credit for making this possible for Windsor's basketball community. Tremendous.
To see them come out and support this game is paramount. It's a big deal. It's a big
and the officials did a great job keeping a lid on this. They could have easily, you know, these young guys could have easily lost perspective.
That's right.
And, you know, got overly physical, but nothing happened flagrant. Everything happened within the spirit of competition, and it's just a perfect night of basketball as far as I'm concerned.
A big smile from the hitman as he walks by our booth. He's happy that we won that 401 game.
That's right.
The clash at the Coliseum.
Thriller in the Vanilla got some competition. Clash at the Coliseum.
Something that this team can hang their hat on. They are officially, percentage-wise, in first place. Granted, London has not played as many games. Now they're even in terms of 3 games to 3 games, but this is a big one. They face each other a few more times this season, including a home-and-home at the end of the season, which is
February 5th,
which is a
6th,
big deal.
I believe. Yeah,
what do you
well,
think?
You know,
Give me your overall. You know, you have a team that's up 22 at half, and you said that Windsor has let games like this get away from them, and maybe even with London in particular, but they did what needed doing.
Well, you know what? Windsor just grew up as a franchise. They're not rookies in the league anymore. They've upped their level of play to what they're capable of. And so they didn't just beat the London Lightning today. They beat them themselves. They overcame fatigue. They overcame adversity. You name it. And just all credit in the world to these young men, to their coaching staff, to the city of Windsor. You know, it's a marquee moment and a very historical moment. Not only a first of its kind in a venue like this, but just a first-rate crowning moment.
Something that I think Caesars, all of the sponsors and the team and the owner and all the supporters can be proud of. Fans who've been fans for not just this season, but even beyond that, last year, the Advent season. Well, we're going to come back with post-game. We're going to take a short break now. Join us. Stick around.
Welcome back to the clash at the Coliseum here at Caesars Windsor. The Windsor Express successful here tonight against the London Lightning. The Windsor Express claim first place now in the National Basketball League of Canada. Joining us on the post-game report, our player of the game, Quinnell Brown. And Quinnell, congratulations, first of all, on the victory. Talk to me about the game, playing in this type of atmosphere.
Well, you know, always playing against so many fans, thousands and thousands. I think us as basketball players, we all get up for that. So to see a lot of fans here tonight, we didn't want to disappoint them, so we just came out and left it all on the court.
You mentioned you didn't want to disappoint the fans. Was this game a little tougher to play, Quinnell, because of that, because of the hype of this game being here at the Coliseum?
Well, I think us, as they call us the product, the basketball players, I think it was more on our shoulders to get a W and more first place and to just put a show on for the crowd. The first time we get a crowd like this, so I'm happy we was able to get the W.
Your leadership skills are really coming through right now, Quinnell, for the team. You've really taken this team on your back, and you've got them in first place now. Talk to me about your play as of late and how this team is gelling right now.
Well, you know, if you all don't know, I'm the oldest on the team, so they pretty much go off of me. So with my work ethic, passing it on down to the younger guys. So I think tonight was a very good night for Windsor Express. I think coming in this season, which we've been trying to get into for 2 years, and like I say, we just wanted to come out and show everybody a good time tonight.
Okay, Quinnell, I know I got a lot of people waiting for you here. I'll let you get to your fans. Right. Congratulations, enjoy this, and we'll talk to you down the road.
Thank you, thanks a lot.
Quinnell Brown, Coach Bill Jones. We're going to get Coach Bill Jones here. A lot of congratulations going on, Coach. You said it at halftime, you were still worried about this London team being that they're the champions, and they fought like champions. What changed in the second half?
You know what? We knew London was going to come out and make a run and try to punch us in the face. But you know what? What we did, we lost our composure a little bit, and that's what allowed them to play. And then after we called a timeout, talked to the guys, we regained our composure, and then we was able to hold on at the end.
Talk to me about a couple players here, Coach. We just spoke to Quinnell Brown. He was our player of the game. His maturity is really showing up right now, I think, for the team. He's really taking a lead role on this club. How important was his play down the stretch here?
Q was a quiet assassin. He played with me before in another league, and I marveled at a chance to get him back because I knew what he could do. He's a steady force, a steady rock. You go down there and make tough baskets for at the end, and that's what he did tonight.
Huge step taken here tonight, Coach. You're sitting in first place now. Obviously, the goal is to maintain it. How tough will that be?
That's going to be tough. We got Brampton coming up at home. Saturday, we play them the following Saturday in a home and home. You know, they right there with us. So we got to come out and continue to play at our level and continue to try to get better every day.
I got to give you a lot of credit here, Coach, for putting this victory together. This had to be a tougher task to play in this environment, to set up in this environment. Obviously, you can't treat it as just another game. It was different, no matter how much you want to downplay that. What was that like for you?
You know what? It was special. That's what I told the guys, to go ahead and have fun and enjoy this moment. Some of these players may not get a chance to play in an atmosphere like this ever again in their career. So that's what they did. They came out in the first half and played their butts off. And then, you know what? We were able to preserve the victory. And I'm just glad for the people that came out and watched this.
All right, Coach, go enjoy the win. Congratulations. Coach Bill Jones, victorious here tonight. Our color commentary, I'm looking for our analyst here tonight, Royal Church. We want to grab Royal Church. I would like to get Royal Church on with us for just a moment if we can before we wrap things up. Unfortunately, he's not available just yet. Again, the Express defeat the Lightning. That means they vault into first place. And we'll get our analyst, Royal. Don't worry about it. Forget it. You know what? Okay, I finally got Royal's attention. Boy, these basketball guys, I'll tell you, sometimes these basketball guys are just in their own little world.
Focus.
I know you're getting, well, the Express lost focus, almost lost his game. You got some of the key numbers, Royal. What stands out to you?
Well, I think, as I said before, Don, the best players have to be your best players. And Stefan Bonneau had 21. But the guy that really stood out was Quinnell Brown. His defense was outstanding. He rebounded. He got a couple of steals. He forced some 24-second shot clock violations, and he had 21 points. So this might be the best game of the season for him, and good timing too.
How important is this victory, Royal, now that it puts the Express in first place and really sets them up for the stretch run here?
Well, Dom, these guys right now, I've noticed this is 6 in a row now, and I've noticed they're a team on a mission. They really want to win this thing. And God bless Dardis Willis for keeping together those core players, the Commons, Duncan, Bonneau, those guys, keeping them together and not letting them move to other teams or trading them. He kept a nice core of guys together, and they're really starting to play well together now.
All right, I'm going to let you get to the party. Thanks for all your help tonight. Always love talking basketball with you, and we'll be talking to you by the end of the year, I'm sure.
Sounds good. Thanks, Tom.
All right, Royal Church, our basketball analyst. That's it. The building's emptying out. Everybody goes home happy. The Express are now in first place. On behalf of everybody here at WE TV, I'd like to thank you for tuning in tonight. Hope you enjoyed the broadcast, and watch out for WE TV down the road. We'll be around, and we look forward to doing more great things for you. On behalf of everybody here at WE Television, this is Dominic Papa wishing you a great night. Take care, everybody.